Okay, morning, folks. One of our members, Terry, asked about script overlays so she can use them digitally. And I'm going to do a quick. This is how they can be used if you're working digitally. The scripts I'm using are things I wrote years ago. I used to hang with a group of writers, and we did some quite deep and meaningful pieces. But what's written is safe but irrelevant. You're just going to use it as a script background that you know is copyright free. You're not going to get somebody's estate coming at you in 5 years' time saying you sold this with our words on it. Okay, so there's no worries about that. It's all my own writing, and I've used different fonts to get you different effects. Obviously, if you're used to working digitally, you'll know how overlaying works. So I will grab a background. This is not been seen yet. This is something I'm making as a gift. But you grab yourself a background. No, wrong one. I did faded and black. So I just need to find one that I've got the two the same of. And I know which it is because that's why I've selected the image that I'm going to add later. So this is in the full black font, which you simply, because I've made it as a PNG, you will have to download these from the Ko-fi shop to use them as a PNG like this. Anything we put onto Facebook instantly becomes a JPEG, even though it's called a PNG still, and has a solid background. So to get the negative background, you'll have to download from Ko-fi. That's what we started using Ko-fi for. And there you've just got a script overlay, as simple as that. For a more faded overlay, because sometimes you just want the words for texture. So this is the same verse, but faded. So both options will be available. So that disappears more and lets the imagery of the background show through. But you can then take your fussy cuts and lay them over the top. So if you want to use the words for relevance, find something you've already got in your fussy cut system. Again, they're the stuff you've got to download off Ko-fi because it doesn't work from the Facebook page. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. It makes it a solid image. So there's a white butterfly mentioned. The piece is about a white butterfly. So I just selected the white butterfly and then the script is pushed into the background. There's nothing to stop you altering that digitally. I think this one I can actually alter the colour of. I think that's why I picked it. Let's pick something that'll stand out. No, it's not going to let me do it on this one. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I have to do it digitally before I download it from Canva. If you make your own script in Canva, which I could show you. I could, couldn't I? Shall we have a quick trip to Canva? So if I drop that screen and come back up to Canva. This is only going to be a 2-minute video. Go into my projects. I keep a blank page for projects. And you can see there what I've written a verse out. But what happens is if you use it just as the normal, let's back a page in here, look. Text box, add text box, choose your font, We'll have something nice and scribbly. You can adjust the size to this so you can see what you're doing, Matt. And then just type something. Gina is a menace when it comes to disappearing down random rabbit holes. I think we can all agree that that's true. If you type it in the black, just as it normally does, you can then download it with a transparent background and you will get your font as a PNG. But you can't change the colour. What I've done is faded it out to make the paler version. But I did discover if you change the colour of the font, I've just been changing it to a soft grey before you download it. That font, after downloading, in fact, we'll do it. Shall we do it? Yeah, let's do it. We'll just do that little bit there. Download transparent background. We just want the page 2. We want the page 2. Download that. Takes about 3 seconds. Ignore that. That's just because the first page I did it titled it thus. Downloads. We'll open a new page so I don't lose what I was working on. And there's my clear background. So now we can take that into this project. Open the photo. It's in my downloads. Open that up. And there we have the font. If you want to type 4 or 5 different things onto a page and then split them up to use, you need to separate out, however your graphic program does it. But that will separate all the letters. So before you move it, regroup everything. You've not done it this time. You're going to wait till I try and move it, aren't you? Oh no. Okay, it kept it as a group. Let's try that again. Now I've moved it just one second. Yeah, it's kept it as a group. So, this one should then, yeah, see that one? Now I can change colours. Highlight it, make it yellow. I just did that so it would stand out, so you'd be able to see it. Obviously, I would never ever use that kind of yellow. Not personally, anyway. I mean, yeah, for different projects, but definitely not for this. Put it there so we can see it. And you can change that then to any colour you want. So I'm assuming once I've saved it, you should be able to change the colour as well. So if we get rid of all this, no, we won't. Yeah, so we can see what we're doing. We'll expand it because I haven't tried this yet, so I might as well try it with you and then we'll all know. So if I save that, I'll just export it to downloads again. Yeah. Gina is. Clear that. Just so we know, so we're not wasting any time later on. Now I've done that, can I change the colour again on this piece? Yes, I can. So if I alter all the pieces I'm making, I was hoping to get it done today, but now I've realised this might take a couple of days more. I will rewrite all my fonts and my poems out so that they can be altered in colour when you're working with them digitally. So this is just to let Terry know I am working on the request that she suggested, and I think it will be useful for everybody. I'm also hoping, if you don't work digitally, you should be able to print out a background and then select your script and just reprint, let your original print settle, let the ink dry on it and everything so it's nice firm paper again, and then put it back through. You should be able to print the script over the top again. So you can add the script background to anything you want, really. See, this one is, I did it in black and just faded to get the lighter background, but now I'm going to have to type them all out again. So, because I like to be able to do as much as possible with the pieces. So, yeah, I better go and get on with that. And I shall see you all again soon.